Ano na ba nangyari doon sa investigation sa flood control, 'di ba? He was the one who announced it in the previous SONA. And he
Mm.
said that malawakang investigasyon ang ginagawa natin ngayon to find out who the culprit is. Merong mga nakakulong na legislators, of course, senators yung kanyang gustong sabihin, hindi niya lang sinabi, diniretsyong senators. Merong mga nakakulong na tiwaling government workers. So sino tong mga to? Are these the big fish? Ito ba yung talagang lumaki ng lumaki? Ito ba yung mga perang kayang maglagay ng pera sa maleta na ide-deliver sa kung sino? Ang hinahanap ko kasi, kung sabi niya nakasalba na ng pera ng bayan worth 58 billion. But how much is contained in all the maletas that we saw? 58 billion ba yun? Di ba isang maleta ang sabi ng Marines 30 million ang isa? Ilan yung maleta na yun?
What the ordinary Filipino citizen might feel like, no, would be feeling that a lot of us believe that he's the plunderer, he's the mastermind, and then he's right there in Congress where almost all of them stole massively from the Filipino people, and they're all clapping for each other, applauding for each other, while us were suffering, diba? And he's giving us all these assurances, like, really? I suppose I should be happy that ipinaubaya mo na sa ombudsman na kung sino-sino yung pinakukulong, 'di ba? Nakakahiya talaga itong administrasyon na ito. Maybe Ruth, you want to say hello first to everybody?
Oh, yes, of course. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. We will try to give you as much value or as much substance doon sa mga sinabi ni BBM doon sa SONA so that we will all understand and we'll all be on the same page. I-lemanize natin yung kanyang mga sinabi.
Yeah. Ruth, so I'll just jump into it na ha. So ang una niyang na-mention, first of all muna, no? And what did you think about the whole SONA muna of BBM?
Oh, well, to me, it was a secretary's report. Parang hindi siya SONA, parang hindi presidente, hindi siya presidential. Hindi siya dapat na ang presidente ang nagsasabi ng mga ganong developments for the country at hindi mo iipunin muna ng 1 year bago mo sabihin lahat yung mga achievements, if there are any, 'di ba, na nagawa natin. And then second, hindi ka naman yata maniniwala dun sa mga sinasabi niya, especially the figures that he is talking about. Parang
Such
malabo,
as?
ha?
Such as?
Such as the number of housing that he has built. Nakabuild raw siya ng 600,000, 500,000 initially, and then there's 100,000 more na additional. But if you talk to NHA, if you talk to the people who want to avail of the housing projects, wala naman silang makuha. Classrooms, how many classrooms do we have? I have here the figures.
Yeah.
Classroom, 21,000 ang naitayo.
Yan ang claim niya.
21,000 from 2022 to 2026. Parang may mali. Parang sobrang kulang naman yung classroom na yan.
Did he talk about it during the SONA?
Classrooms he mentioned, yes.
Yeah, he did. He mentioned it, no? Yeah. So basically, what I found kasi difficult, no? Parang the pinakamalaking hurdle kasi ni BBM coming up with that SONA and delivering it is the negative 27 trust rating of the Filipino people. And we didn't reach that point, no? I don't even know if dismal is the right word for it, diba? It's historically abysmally low, no? Wala tayong ganyan ever, no? So, ano yung, hindi naman tayo umabot dyan na biglaan na overnight, pero 4 years, diba? So, ibig sabihin, wala na talagang naniniwala sa sinasabi niya. Kasi maraming beses nahuhuli siya na nagsisinungaling, di ba? Tapos this is the second to the last na sona niya, di ba?
Alam mo, nahuhuli siya na
Yeah.
nagsisinungaling ng taong bayan din kasi you go
Yeah.
on the ground. Even my own driver would say wala namang ganyan kasi na-mention niya yung zero billing sa ospital.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, I had to shell out money for my driver
Yeah.
kasi na-ospital yung asawa niya. And the money that I shelled out for him is not a small sum. So, ibig sabihin, nasan yung zero billing na sinasabi ni BBM para sa mga public hospitals natin?
Parang incredible yung mga sinasabi kasi niya, 'di ba? So but let's start first, Ruth, parang para may ano tayo kasi I want to really know your opinion about this. Like, he started with the most controversial topic no against him, corruption. And then he said that he was going to charges were going to be filed against his cousin, no? Hindi niya
Right.
yata pinangalanan si Martin Romualdez, hindi ko alam sinabi niya yung pangalan. So anong tingin mo doon?
Hindi niya sinabi kasi ang sabi lang niya, hindi daw siya pangulo ng pamilya at hindi siya pangulo ng mga kaibigan niya.
Yeah.
So, he didn't mention Martin Romualdez there. Pero, he also said na nababawi na ang pera ng taong bayan. Hindi na napupunta sa bulsa ng mga tiwali. Kung hindi, nakakuha na sila ng 58 billion pesos something, naisalba nila ang 58 billion something. Where it went, I don't know. Pero umpisahan muna natin. Ano na ba nangyari doon sa investigation sa flood control, di ba? He was the one who announced it in the previous SONA. And he said that malawakang investigasyon ang ginagawa natin ngayon to find out who the culprit is. Merong mga nakakulong na legislators, of course, senators yung kanyang gustong sabihin, hindi niya lang sinabi, diniretsyong senators. Merong mga nakakulong na tiwaling government workers. So, sino tong mga to? Are these the big fish? Ito ba yung talagang lumaki ng lumaki? Ito ba yung mga perang kayang maglagay ng pera sa maleta na i-deliver sa kung sino? Ang hinahanap ko kasi, kung sabi niya nakasalba na ng pera ng bayan worth 58 billion. But how much is contained in all the maletas that we saw? 58 billion ba yon? Di ba isang maleta ang sabi ng Marines 30 million ang isa? Ilan yung maleta na yon? At saan-saan na nakarating yon? So, I don't know how I can believe him kasi umpisa pa lang malabo na. And then he created the ICI, yung Infrastructure Committee on Investigation. What happened there?
Yeah.
Nawala si Mayor Magalong, nawala si who's that lady, the commissioner from sino yun?
Yeah.
COA commissioner ba yun?
Yeah.
Na lady. And then natira si Justice Andres Reyes. What happened there? O so, nandyan pa si Justice Andres Reyes, ibig sabihin, hindi pa defunct yung ICI. So, anong nangyayari ngayon sa ICI? And then, still on flood control, nag-investigate si Ping Lacson when he was chair of the Blue Ribbon Committee. Tapos nagkagulo sila, hindi na natuloy, napalitan ni Senator Marcoleta si Senator Ping Lacson, pero pinakulong naman nila si Marcoleta para hindi matuloy yung hearing ng Blue Ribbon Committee. So, where are we now? Dun sa flood control na yan. Baka akala nila nakakalimutan natin, that's the thing. Hindi natin makakalimutan yan because every time it rains, we all have the fear na baka bumaha. Lalo na ako, my parents are from Marikina. Every time lumalakas ang ulan, kinakabahan ako kasi baka bumaha sa bahay nila. Diba?
Yeah.
So nasaan? Anong solusyon natin? Ano yung sinasabi niya na naisalba ang pera ng bayan? Um, marami nang nakulong, marami nang malawakang investigasyon, marami nang naipakulong, whether senators or whether mambabatas or tiwaling government personnel. So, ilan yon? Alam naman natin kung ilan yon eh. 'Di ba? It's maybe just a handful, but it's not even 10. It's not even the numbers, my fingers. It's not even, 'di ba?
You're talking about who's this 10? You're talking about,
Mga kinulong, yung
yeah,
mga kinulong at yung mga naparusahan na, meron na bang 10?
yeah.
Yung mga the biggest culprits nga at gagawin pa nilang state witness, 'di ba? So what malawakang investigasyon are we talking about?
I think, Ruth, what I saw with that sauna is a president, no, is a man who totally disrespects the Filipino people, and that I think that at this point, this team of Marcos is just really on survival mode. So that I really think that they believe that 90% of success is just survival. So he stands there in front of the Filipino nation and he basically says bullshit, 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 more bullshit. I think that's his game plan.
Yeah.
Because he said so much bullshit right there. If bullshit were water, they would have all drowned in Congress. Not a bad idea, no? 'Di ba? Because, can I just say, no, dahil yung sinabi mo yung ICI, kasi a year ago, he said, mahiya naman kayo. 'Di ba? He went like that, and then there's going to be a,
Exactly 1 year ago kasi from the
exactly a
sauna,
year ago.
yeah,
Mhm.
sauna this year. So
Yeah.
that's
And
pero
then, yeah. And then the ICI came out with the report that he didn't divulge, 'di ba? That the palace is hiding from the Filipino people, 'di ba? And I mean,
needs to remember Martin Romualdez was invited pero in a closed door conference.
yeah,
It was not made
yeah,
public.
yeah.
Sandro Marcos was also invited, but
Mm.
also in a closed door conference. Hindi natin alam kung anong pinag-usapan nila doon. Hindi natin alam kung anong nangyari doon sa if it was even an investigation. 'Di
And
ba?
the way,
Kung
and the way,
nagkwentuhan pa sila doon sa loob.
yeah, and during his sauna naman now, the way he said it, no, ipinaubaya na sa ombudsman as if that should make us happy. Because we all know that ombudsman was placed there, laws were bent beyond talagang inikot talaga to place him there, no. Somebody's not qualified to be ombudsman is there, and he's doing precisely what he was meant to do, no, which is cover up for all these plunderers in our government. That's why it was so, I was trying to imagine kasi kahapon, no, while watching him, what the ordinary Filipino citizen might feel like, no, would be feeling that a lot of us believe that he's the plunderer, he's the mastermind, and then he's right there in Congress where almost all of them stole massively from the Filipino people, and they're all clapping for each other, applauding for each other, while us were suffering, 'di ba? And he's giving us all these assurances, like, really, I suppose I should be happy that ipinaubaya mo na sa ombudsman na kung sino-sino yung pinakukulong, 'di ba? Nakakahiya talaga itong administrasyon na ito. No.
Pinaubaya niya na sa ombudsman ang pag-imbestiga ng flood control. But let's not forget, the people, please do not forget, naging ombudsman the current ombudsman Remulla. Hindi ba? I don't know which month. Pero, nangyari itong flood control, mahiya naman kayo, July 2025. It's already July 2026. And just last week, there was news that says the ombudsman is starting to hold Martin Romualdez and Zaldico accountable by issuing an order for preliminary investigation. Ibig sabihin, 1 year later, nasa preliminary investigation pa lang kayo ni Martin Romualdez at ni Zaldico. Ano nangyari doon sa 11 months since the president said that?
Yeah.
Bakit ngayon on the 12th month kasi alam niyong magsusona na ulit at saka ka lang mag-i-issue ng preliminary investigation order?
You know, I've never seen such a cynical bunch of people talaga than the Marcos administration, that they could really just, lie barefacedly to the Filipino people without any shame, and to actually think, I don't think that they think that they're getting away with it. I think that they know that the Filipino people know that they're lying. 'Di ba, that's more dangerous kasi they know, we know that they're lying, 'di ba? We know that they're lying, and they know that we know that they're lying, and they know that we know that they know that we're lying, and yet they continue to lie, right?
But they don't care. At the end of the
They
day,
don't care. Yeah, they don't care. So the message is, we're the ones in power. We can shit on all of you, 'di ba?
right. That's right. That's the sad thing there. They don't care. O so, preliminary investigation pa rin tayo hanggang
What's
ngayon.
preliminary investigation? How long kung walang kinikilingan, ano yung normal na na time for that, time frame?
Preliminary investigation, titingnan lang if there's probable cause for
So how long should that be?
indictment ni Martin Romualdez or ni Zaldico.
Hmm.
It can take forever. Kasi kung sila ang may hawak niyan, kung sila ang may authority to do that, it can take forever. We cannot say when they're going to finish the preliminary investigation.
But normally, how long should that take? It can short lang 'yan.
Kung mabilis talaga, because this is an urgent national concern, right?
Yeah.
In a month, baka less pa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meron ng indictment, meron ng information yan. The information will already be filed with the Sandigan Bayan, and then the Sandigan Bayan will do trial.
Kasi you said kanina, 'di ba, that it's sad that they're lying. We know that they're lying, and we know that they're lying, but still they lie to us, 'di ba? You said that's sad. But what's sadder to me is that we have not, the Filipino people, well, not everyone, no. A lot of us are already upset, but there are still some who are not enraged enough. Because for me, the ultimate solution is for Marcos to step down. He has very clearly shown he's not fit to lead, diba? So why are we accepting all of this? Why are we accepting the persecution of his perceived political foes, diba? Why are we accepting the very obvious cover up of Marcos, diba, by government? Yun ang sad sa akin. Yun ang pinaka-sad sa akin.
It has to be done for him to step down. He's not going to step down on his own.
Yeah, no.
He's not.
Yeah.
Unless something drastic really happens, at saka lang yan siguro mapipilitan umalis. Pero
Ruth, can I ask something pa? Can I ask something, ha? Just to move forward lang. Kasi we only have, yesterday, he also claimed that this is right up your alley kasi, about the rice subsidy. His claim was that he had given more than 12 billion Filipinos have already, just to prove daw that natotoo yung 20 pesos per kilo na rice. Tapos ang claim niya, more than 12 billion Filipinos have already gotten it, and that 26,000 metric tons have already been given to 2.5 million Filipino families, and then the plan is to give to 8 million. So what is your comment about that? About the 20 peso price?
million more. Give to 8 million more. Kasi
No, that's the plan. 8 million families more. That's the plan.
million families more. Actually, the numbers itself, I do not believe na eh.
Yeah.
Hindi ako naniniwala dun sa numero kasi kahit saan ako pumunta, kahit saan akong lugar mapunta, at kahit sino ang makausap ko, tatanungin ko kung meron silang nakukuhang 20 pesos na bigas, wala naman.
Yeah.
So saang mga liblib na probinsya ba ito nakalagay? Bakit ganun kahirap? Is it so sparse that we cannot find it? Asan sila?
Yeah.
Unless hindi naman siguro drawing to, baka meron naman talagang nagbe-benefit na pailan-ilan, pero does it really reach 12 million? Pagka dinagdagan mo pa ng 8 million more families, that's 20 million families for 20 pesos na bigas. Nasaan yung
Also,
20 million families na yon? Ang poverty level natin, ang poor natin, hindi naman abot ng 20 million.
also,
So sa poverty,
I think
ha?
subsidized ito na may targeted na beneficiaries pero wala siyang minention na time frame. One time lang ba 'to binigay or 'di ba? So
Ay,
hindi siya
oo.
sustained.
Hindi
'Di
yan
ba?
sustain.
So nakakatakot para sa akin, Ruth, no, na presidente ka. Kaya yung sinasabi mo na parang secretary's report, 'di ba? Presidente ka pero ang nire-report mo sa Pilipino parang college program parang ganun ang corny 'di ba parang talaga yan lang talaga kasi yeah kasi he talks about 20 million families but there are 115 million Filipinos 'di ba so it's not a national program. You're just talking about a small percentage. What have you done given you the vast powers and resources of government that were entrusted to you? You're telling us that you're only serving like this, 'di ba? Just this small number of Filipinos, 'di ba?
Details pati that he's been mentioning in the
Yeah.
SONA. Hindi naman pang presidente,
Yeah.
Hindi siya pang secretary, pang USEC na lang nga, pwede na lang
Mhm.
i-report ng USEC yan eh. Hindi siya
Yeah.
pang SONA,
Yeah.
hindi dapat
Yeah.
ang presidente because the president has too much on his head, too much
Mhm.
on his plate, national security, global security, our relations with other countries, especially the US, Israel, Iraq, Ukraine, where we get our exports also, Russia, hindi na pang ganito na 20 pesos na bigas ang pag-uusapan natin. Hindi na.
He's very clearly a man who doesn't know what the presidency is, no? He doesn't bring weight to the office, right? So, parang
Um,
hindi niya alam yung scope. Kaya nga, no, nagulat ako nung pag-upo niya, no, na nung naging agriculture secretary pa siya, 'di ba? Tapos ang narinig ko, kadiwa, yung pinagmamalak, kadiwa. Diba? Kadiwa. Tapos ilan lang yun. Tapos syempre nanggaling tayo kay President Duterte, di ba? Kay PRRD, grabe. Yeah, yeah.
Kadiwa, kami ang gumagawa, the USEX, ASEX.
Yeah, yeah,
Presidente ang gumagawa ng kadiwa.
yeah.
Diba? Inuutos na lang nga namin yun sa staff because they already know what to do. The president is not needed there because he has so much on his plate. He has so much to attend to. Hindi niya na kailangan magkadiwa. And then, so you'll see, we discussed the flood control scandal, diba?
Yeah.
Kasi the SONA of the president, flood control scandal. I was just happy with what he said on power and electric reforms. He wants EPIRA law, the EPIRA law amended only on the systems loss that is always charged to the consumer. Ayaw niya nun. Yon, nag-standing ovation na naman ng mga tao. Ang daming standing ovations, pero itong standing ovation lang to na ako nabilib. Kasi kung talagang matatanggal niya yung systems loss that is always charged to the consumer, fine. But it will take an amendment of the EPIRA law before it happens.
And you know what I think, no? You know what, Ruth? That is impossible. In the next 2 years, he's not going to be able to do it. That's a lot of bullshit. It's just something. That's one of those things nga that I said, you stand there in front of us and you're saying all these atrocious things. You're promising the moon and everything when we all know. We all know you just need to say something, diba? So, that's one of those things that's just so incredible to me. Never. It will never happen. I'm gonna bet my right arm. It will never happen. No.
And he wants to send a rocket ship to space.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Diba?
So on tax relief and income exemptions, he wants to help cushion the impact of economic pressures and inflation. So he's proposing expanding income tax exemptions to cover workers earning 350,000 pesos. Kasi
Diba?
sa train law kasi, the first 250,000 income is exempt from law.
Yes,
Under the
yes.
train law.
Sabi mo yun sa Tagalog, yung mga mahihirap na ang kanilang, kanto mo, yung kanilang annual income ay ganon, para maintindihan.
Yung train law na ginawa ni PRRD during his time, ang isang empleyado na kumikita ng 250,000 pesos lang a year ay exempt from tax. So wala ka nang babayaran na tax. But of course, you'll have to get the certificate of exemption para ma-file mo naman rin yun sa records mo. Pag kumita ka ng 1 million pesos a year, ang
Mm.
babayaran mo lang ng tax is 750,000 because the first 250,000 is exempt.
Mm.
Hindi siya kasali. So, and so on and so forth. Ganon yon. Ngayon, ang gusto nilang gawin with an annual income of 350,000 or less, yun yung gusto nilang i-exempt naman from taxes. Kaya lang, some schools of thought would say na parang this is going to be a hike on the minimum wage.
Mm.
Kasi syempre may impact yan eh. May impact yan sa minimum wage. So, ibig sabihin, itataas mo yung sweldo ng tao para
Mm.
lang ma-achieve yung 350,000 pesos para maging
Yeah.
qualified
Yeah.
na maging tax exempt. So, maraming kailangan pag-aaral ang gagawin dyan. And then on infrastructure and transport milestones, BBM's administration nagbigay ng timeline naman siya for major transports. Natatawa nga ako kasi na-mention pa niya yung libreng sakay. Ang libreng sakay po ng Office of the President ay parang bagyo, bugso-bugso.
I know.
Kailan
Yeah.
lang,
Hindi siya sustained.
hindi siya sustained. Kung kailan lang nila gustong ilabas or kung kailan lang nila maisip ilabas. I'll compare this lang to the libreng sakay ng Office of the Vice President that has begun in 2023, 2022, nag-umpisa August 2022, dire-diretso up to now. We have 10 buses going around the country. Hindi naman natin talaga makover lahat ng areas eh. So, dun lang sa major areas na mararaming tao talaga, libre talaga, wala talagang pamasahe na ibabayad ka. And it's every day, Monday to Friday, 5 a.m., 5 in the morning to 8 p.m. Every day. 5.
Tuloy-tuloy yung ano.
Yes, tuloy-tuloy yon. In one bus would have 2 routes in the morning, 2 routes in the afternoon. Kasi during lull period, walang pasahero eh. So, nagsa-stop sila. Morning lang and evening yon. Tuloy-tuloy yon. Every day. Whether may sakuna or wala. Pagka may sakuna, nag-e-extend si VP hanggang 12 o'clock midnight. Kasi marami pang sasakay, marami pang kailangan iuwi. Wala talagang bayad yon. And
Alam
it
mo,
has been sustained.
alam mo Ruth, ganun kasi yung nakita natin kay PRRD. Tsaka sa Vice President, 'di ba, na yung kung bakit kayo nandyan sa mga pwesto na yan ay para pagsilbihan ninyo ang Pilipino. 'Di ba? So, despite the huge cuts in the budget of the office of the Vice President, yun yung na-appreciate ko kay VP no? Tuloy-tuloy lang yung trabaho, 'di ba? Napakadami little bags. I mean, whatever budget that she's been given, no, she just makes do and she continues to serve, which is, I'm sad because we're grateful for it, 'di ba? Why should we be grateful for something that ought to be done, right? But still, because of mga nakaupo, mga nakapwesto na pakiramdam mo sila may-ari ng Pilipinas, ganun yung pakiramdam nila, 'di ba? So the Vice President tuloy stands out, 'di ba, in her humility and simplicity and the service for the people, 'di ba?
Yeah, true. Kaya nga eh. And then, so that's the libreng sakay. Ni
Yeah.
BBM, di ba?
Everyday pala yun, no?
Every day yon, Monday to Friday yung sa Office of the Vice President. Fuel crisis interventions. The President highlighted measures taken to manage global fuel crunch. May na-feel ba tayong na-alleviate ba? May na-alleviate ba sa atin na fear dyan sa fuel hike na yan because of the Iran-Israel-US war?
Yeah.
Di ba pataas pa rin naman ng pataas ang presyo ng krudo natin? Hindi naman siya bumaba.